Hey, it is Tennille Jones with another Tuesday Tea, hashtag Holy Bible Receipts. Today's Tuesday Tea is simple. God will turn your nothing into something. I want to briefly tell you this story in the Bible of this widow woman. This story takes place in 2 Kings 4. So her husband just dies, right? And so now creditors are, at her saying you have to pay this debt. And because she don't have any money, they were going to take her 2 sons as bondsmen. So she goes to the prophet Elisha for some help. So she go to Elisha like, hey, my husband, he was a true servant of God. I don't have it to pay this debt. Can you help me out? So Elisha say, what is it you want me to do for you? And he asks her, what do you have? So he's like, what do you have in your house? And she's like, I don't have nothing. I don't have anything. And then I guess she thinks about it and like, I do have a small pot of oil. And Elisha tell her to go and borrow a bunch of empty vessels from her neighbors and all these things. And then when she come back with all of these vessels, to come back, shut the door, and to pour the oil into it. So at this point, she goes and she do exactly what the prophet tell her to do. And the Bible tells us that as she began to pour the oil, it began to fill up every vessel. It kept flowing. And Elisha told her, now you take this oil, pay off your debt, and you and your 2 sons to live off of it. And so that is the key to the Tuesday Tea, that what she considered insignificant, what she considered to be nothing, God allowed it to become something. God turned her nothing into something just like that. And she had the faith to believe that something was going to happen. Because can you imagine if you were in her position and you go for help and they're telling you, take this little bit of oil and figure it out. And you're like, you want me to go and beg my neighbors for all their stuff and then use this little oil that I feel like is worthless and pour it into all of these empty vessels? How is that going to happen? But she knew the God that Elisha served. She knew that God was a miracle worker. She knew it, so she had no doubts. He told her what to do, and she did exactly what he said to do. And that nothing, that worthless little oil that she had, it was enough not only to pay off her debt, but to live off of it, her and her 2 sons. God will turn your nothing into something. Do not despise your oil. The oil represents the Spirit of God, and you have the Spirit of God in you. God said that he has given us the Holy Spirit as a helper. You have a helper. You may feel like you have nothing, that you are nothing, but I am here to tell you that you are a child of the King of the Most High, okay? You are something. You are worth something. You have a helper within you, okay? Don't despise your oil. Don't despise what you may not have, because God will turn it into something. He will bless you, and that something will last for years to come. And that is your Tuesday Tea with Tennille Jones, hashtag Holy Bible Receipts.